Hello, welcome to Zeropoint Energy, with a 0 point where we talk about just so much energy. I'm Sean,
This is Jorge.
and tonight we're talking about something that is a huge part of everyone's childhood. If you were born anytime between 1950 and now, we're talking about the 1974 Rankin Bass made-for-TV Christmas special, "The Year Without a Santa Claus."
And like you said, anybody who was born like from 1950 till now, at some point watched these specials. Like Rankin Bass has done, I think, like five, six specials.
Uh, for Christmas alone, I think they have almost 10.
Oh, I I could only remember six off the top of my head. Okay, then yeah, 10 it is.
Yes, and they were all made like it's this great collaboration with a Japanese company called I want to call it, I believe it's called Animagic, and that's how they did their stop motion. And Animagic is a process of using wood and plastic to make stop motion puppets. And so they look like claymation, but they're not clay.
Damn. Okay, I thought it was pure claymation. All right. I mean, it definitely looks. How to say it? It makes sense that it looks that way because they do look like a bunch of little toys.
Yeah,
And
and most people don't realize that it's a Japanese company. Like, one of the only real ways to figure it out is if you look in the production credits. The cinematography, the directors of cinematography are Akikazu Kano and Ichiro Komuro.
I will take your word for that. Okay. You obviously did a little more research than I did. Damn. Okay. I
Oh,
mean,
it's also I just like I don't like Christmas movies, but I like these. I like the Rankin Bass stuff, and I've seen all of them. And it's just one of those weird things that I know a little bit of. Now, finding those names for the production credits, that is a little bit of research that I did while watching the movie, within the last 10, 20 minutes or so. But I did know already about the whole Animagic is a Japanese thing, though. It's a Japanese company.
and of course we have a specialty with Japanese companies because we like the anime.
We do. The anime is the good stuff. It's the good stuff.
Agreed. No. Uh, I didn't actually even know that this had anything to do with Japan. I mean, even in 19 when did this come out? 74?
74.
74. Damn. All right. We have the voices of I don't know any of these people except for the last one I'm going to mention. We have Shirley Booth, Dick Shawn, George S. Irving, and Mickey Rooney. It, okay, Mickey Rooney nowadays is known as a very angry little man, but he is apparent. I mean, he's got to be a good actor because he was able to pull off being Santa Claus, one of the cheeriest actors in all of fiction. Actors, cheeriest people in all of fiction.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, Nicky Rooney is just, he is a small, angry little man, but he likes kids for some reason, so he makes a decent Santa.
You know what? I'll give it to him. I mean, what's it called? You can't be all bad if you're at least like, he's probably cranky or something, but he's at least nice to kids, hopefully. I think the only role
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I just saying, yeah, dude, you're right about that.
The only role I can remember him in where he was quote unquote more true to life is when he was in the first Night at the Museum movie.
Yeah. There are a couple other ones before that where he just this cranky old bastard, which suits him. Like older Mickey Rooney, it really suits to be a cranky old bastard. But even as a younger actor, yeah, no, he was just a cranky old man. He has been a cranky old man since he was 20 years old.
Okay. Uh, what would you call that? He's like an introvert, but he's extrovertedly angry. Like,
Pretty much. Like, he's one of those people who like you could say he's like me. He's a happy person. He enjoys his life, but God does he hate other people.
holy shit, he got married a lot.
Uh, yeah, he also outlived a lot of his wives.
Statistically speaking, that is actually pretty impressive because usually women outlive men.
Yeah, okay. Usually.
Let's see. His father's name was Joe Yule. He had Christmas in his blood. Holy shit. Let
Yep.
me see. Alright, yeah, he's got a lot of roles. I mean, I have seen some of these movies, and most of these are owned by MGM, so most of these should be on Amazon Prime.
Could be. Yeah, he had a long career.
I mean, he's 94 years old. Probably he can still do something in terms of movies. Just, yeah, I didn't know. Like, I knew he was famous in the 50s and such. I just didn't know how famous. Wow, he's actor, producer, radio entertainer. Wait, let's get back to the movie. Okay.
Oh, he also served in World War II.
Holy shit, dude. Like, all right, we literally had Veterans Day a few days ago. Thank you for your service. Damn.
And here's the thing: when he got out of the war and like he started doing movies again, because he was a child actor before the war, and when he came back, because he's a short man, he's 5'2", they still wouldn't cast him to play adults.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, so he usually plays like he's usually like the stunt double for kids.
Okay, that makes sense, but still, like, that kind of reminds me of okay, what the hell is the name? The Batman the Animated Series episode with the girl who couldn't grow up, or she had some kind of disease where she was always a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
No, yeah, that's basically Mickey Rooney for like the a good chunk of his career post World War II is he's playing a kid even though he is a man in his 20s and 30s. Or he plays a little person. He's not that short. He's 5'2", but yeah.
all right, I'm gonna be clipping this anyways. I'm just letting you know. It is awkward when you're just doing it through just a computer. We definitely sound less animated.
Well, you know what? You can leave it's fine.
We just gotta get used to this.
We'll just have to make a note of while we're doing episode. Well, we'll leave this in. We'll make note. This is the first time, hopefully one of few times, we are recording remotely. So we don't have the sitting in the same room chemistry that we normally have. We streamed the movie that we watched through our Discord, and now we are recording this. Us talking right now through our channel Discord server. Which, by the way, we have a Discord server for the channel. Uh, so in the future, we might have more guests recording with us remotely, if possible. Possibly, we don't know. But yeah, it does take a little of the fun out of it when we're not here because it's seeing each other's reactions across the table. Like we are not streaming video at each other, so we're not watching each other's reactions as we're talking to each other. It's probably one of the few times when we're both staring at our tablets or PCs, so we have notes in front of us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is definitely something we're gonna have to get used to do this. It again, this feels weird. It's very dry. It's very. I agree. I don't agree. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
it takes a little of the spontaneity out of it.
Like, okay, like when we were watching this movie, I had a couple thoughts. Like when we were seeing Mrs. Santa Claus giving her speech about I could be Santa Claus, like this is the origin of the feminist manifesto in media trying to get. I'm kidding, no. But what I mean is, I mean, yes, Santa Claus is
Women trying to
not
take over the men's roles.
exactly. I mean, no, but what I mean is like this is definitely a job a woman could do. This like I'm not saying women can't do jobs, just specifically like Santa Claus is Santa Claus, but her name is Mrs. Claus. It's not a position. It's not go out and give toys to the entire world. It's basically a brand at this point.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's a brand that works so good, it sold Coke for many years.
Coca-Cola, not Coke. Coca-Cola.
I, like it's widely known as Coke.
So are other things.
Even in the Coca-Cola commercials, they call it Coke.
We're talking about a Christmas movie. We want to make sure people understand what we're talking about and not snow, if you know what I mean.
Fine white powder is very Christmassy.
No. Okay, next week we're gonna do Al Pacino in. I forgot the name of the movie and I can't do my joke. God damn it!
Scarface.
There we go, Scarface.
I know he definitely he's always has the Christmas spirit, and he makes it snow everywhere he goes.
God damn. If you have enough money.
And you know he has little friends. Those are elves.
D- d- okay. No, that's not how
I
that
mean,
works.
there's an entire scene where he's trying to get other people to just say hi to his little friends. I mean,
The, yes, and his little friend literally spits out all the highs.
his little friend is giving gifts to everyone around,
It's,
as a proper Christmas elf should.
moving on. Okay. All right. What do you call it? We got. Okay.
Headcanon accepted. Scarface is a Christmas movie.
Oh God, no. Hell no. Fuck no.
There's the spontaneity and randomness we were hoping for.
Somewhere over the
Yay.
rainbow.
Way off far. Hey, Mickey Rooney was in that movie too.
Wait, he
One
was?
of those very many. Oh, he was in one of the very many versions of it. He was one of the lollipop people.
He is not short enough to be a lollipop person, lollipop guild, whatever.
Remember, that movie came out in 1939. He was an actual child then.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I can't remember. I don't think he's in the movie itself. I think he's in one of the stage productions of it that came out later. Because he's definitely not credited as being in that movie. But I remember I've seen him dressed as one of the Lollipop Guild members. But maybe it was just an audition he did for it.
Maybe that video's on YouTube or something. Hold on. Let's see. Mickey Rooney in Wizard of Oz production.
Like I said, it might have just been like a picture of him doing an audition or something like that.
Okay. Let's see what else.
I know a movie that again, a surprising number of people who would probably have seen him in this role for a live action role. Pete's Dragon. He was in the 1977, the original Pete's Dragon.
I have not seen that movie, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah.
Surprising. Yeah, he plays Lampy.
I mean, I had seen many, many movies, but I mean, there are very few I haven't seen. That is one of them.
Weird. Have you seen the remake of it?
I have not seen that either, no.
Neither have I. Part of me didn't want to see it. Part of me kind of does, only because I know they did a lot of really cool and interesting tricks for the how to get the kid actors to interact with the CG dragon.
Hmm. I mean, usually they have the like what is it like a ball on a stick or something like that for people to interact with. You cut out there. Say that again.
I said actually yes. That's kind of what they did. A lot of it they had a guy in a green screen suit walking around, but there is a specific scene where like the kid has to hug Pete. He has to hug Dragon, and they legitimately they tried to figure out how to shoot the scene, and then it's like, wait, we're in a forest. There's a log, and they literally just draped a green blanket over a log and had the kid hug the log.
Okay, that's not awkward at all. Just
Or they needed something big for him to wrap his arms around.
okay, fine. It makes sense. Then they could animate around it, but still, that ain't right.
Because they wanted the natural lighting, so they actually shot the scene in a forest.
Okay, that can't be easy. I will give it to them. Just yeah.
Disney has been doing a lot of crazy things like that with uh, their CG work, to where they try to get as close to the real light sources as possible. So when they can, they will shoot the scene outdoors and just figure out how to make it work. Like they've been doing good with that. But then you've got the all CG stuff, well, Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, where they're using the spherical volume stage to create semi-natural lighting off of what's essentially a giant curved LED wall.
That is.
So, like, I hate Disney, but they're pioneering. They're always moving technology forward.
I mean,
I can't deny that fact from them.
one thing I always loved that I wanted to see before. I don't know if they took it down from all Disney parks, but uh, I don't know where it's supposed to be. Like again, I have no fucking idea. But the Hall of Presidents, I always wanted to go see it because I heard it's actually pretty impressive and
Oh,
fairly lifelike.
yes, the animatronics there are pretty lifelike. The Hall of Presidents is in the I think it's called Frontier Town. I don't know if it's at the California one or
You,
in
hold on, you're
the
cutting out there.
90s when I went. Oh, sorry. I'm moving around a little bit. I was saying, like the animatronics there, they are actually really lifelike, and I'm not sure if it's at both the Florida and the California one, but I was at the Florida one in the 90s. Then I went to the Hall of Presidents. It's in their little section. I think it's called Frontier Town.
Hmm.
Because they have like Tomorrowland, Frontier Town. I forget the other part, but the park is separated into different areas, and those areas are like a time period.
All right. I mean, I according to this, I'm checking it out online. It looks like it is still open. It's a short show, and
Oh
it's
yeah, it's not a long show. The Hall of Presidents is mostly you get to walk through thing, but then you can sit down and there's a little stage presentation.
nice. Okay. I mean,
But even when you're just walking through, like you see some of the animatronics are like standing in front of. Oh, and this is this president. Like a little museum piece, but they've got the moving animatronic in there to like, while they're sitting at their desk and stuff.
cool. I mean, I've never. How do I say it? I've never seen it. I want to see it. Just never had time. And it always looked impressive, at least on the video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like. video does make it more impressive because a lot of times they give access to people who are shooting video and stuff of it, especially like big production companies. Like, when you see the advertisements and stuff, or people who are reviewing attractions, they'll let them get closer to the animatronics to let them go, beyond the velvet rope, so to say.
So if we get big enough, we'll be able to go behind the velvet rope in Disneyland or World or Kingdom, whatever it is now.
Yeah. Fun times.
Indeed. All right, back to the movie. Another thing I noticed, like Animagic must have had some kind of inspiration because Mrs. Claus got a dumpy. She got a dump truck.
Yeah, yeah. Someone took some time to carve that behind out of wood. I think, you know, Animagic is famous. The Rankin Bass movies are famous for all of the characters being kind of doll-like, kind of rounded. They did not skimp on the roundness of Mrs. Claus.
God damn this! This is gonna be an interesting one. I mean, I actually remembered this one. I thought this one was the one with what was it with Rudolph and they were trying to save Christmas somehow, but no, this is just Mrs. Claus and Mr. Claus and the two
Yeah.
elves, Jingle and Jangle.
Yes. No, the one you're thinking of is Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July.
I remember that one watching that one in July of I want to say 2012, 2013, around there. But they didn't play it on the on ABC and such. They played it on the local station, Channel 26 WCIU.
Yeah. They used to play a lot of the Rankin Bass stuff on 26. Um, for those of you who are new to the channel, Jorge and I are local to Illinois and Chicago specifically. So these channel listings are our local broadcast TV. And Channel 26 is basically the go to watch anything channel because they play a lot of good movies and weird TV shows.
My favorite TV show was Becker back in the day.
I loved Becker too. Like, you know what? First broadcast run, hated it. Didn't think it was funny. Um, I watched it in syndication many, many years later and absolutely loved it. Completely fell in love with it.
I mean, when it's the first season, it's always a little off, like trying to find where the beats are to make the show work, and then it works.
You know what it is? I think it's the cynical humor of it. I That wasn't my humor style until um, adulthood. So early 20s until now was when I kind of developed that cynical type of humor. Yeah,
Wait,
like the type of humor all you people have heard me use through all these episodes.
wait, there was a point in
That's
time
only,
when you weren't cynical?
yeah, there was a point in time when I was just angry and bitter about everything. There's no cynicism, it was just pure anger. And then there was a time before that when it was just pure joy and childlike wonder. And, the world hadn't kicked my ass at all. I loved everything and everyone. I had that childlike wonder taken away from me as a child.
Well, now I know who hurt you. Moving on. We got
Life hurt me, man. Life hurt me.
that.
It hurt me bad. um,
Life is a
Becker
bitch.
was a good show.
What?
It is. It is sometimes. But Becker was a great show. You know what? I got into watching Becker actually after I started watching House.
How did House come first and then Becker? That doesn't make sense to me at all.
Well, it's just one of those things of I started watching House, and then I was flipping through TV one day and I saw Becker. It was the same type of humor at the time. It was this cynical doctor making jokes at the expense of people who were sick. It was like, oh, the guy comes in with a broken foot. And like, how'd you break your foot? Oh, I dropped something on it. And then, like 2 scenes later, he's back and he broke the other foot. You didn't learn from the last time not to pick up shit you're not strong enough to carry, huh?
Jesus.
It reminded me of House, but funnier, like intentionally funny. Like House is belittling funny. It's like it's funny to watch the overly smart man belittle you because you're too stupid to understand why he's better than you. And Becker is more of the, all right, we're gonna make this joke because we're trying to make you feel better. So it's like two sides of the same coin. Both of them are belittling their patients, but one of them is trying to do it to alleviate the kind of seriousness of the situation of you're sick and you're injured, and the other is doing it because everybody is stupid in comparison to him.
Becker's also just nicer about it. He's like, you're being a dumbass. I mean,
that's what I mean. He's doing it to alleviate the seriousness of the situation. He's being nice to you. His form of nice to you is to remind you that you're an idiot. You wouldn't be here if you weren't.
But
then he also gives you the good medical advice. He gives you the good medical advice of how to avoid having to come back in the future. It's like he's one of those doctors of he understands he makes his money off of seeing you, but I really don't want to ever see you again.
He's lazy like the rest of us. No.
Yeah, he's sort of like, oh yay, new patients. Can you get the fuck out of my clinic, please? Here, I'll fix that for you. Goodbye, don't come back. And then, later in the season, god damn it, you're back. That's why I love the little recurring characters who are literally just there as patients. But then you get the jackasses like Bob. Like, nobody wants to talk to you, Bob, but I'm sick. In the head, get out of my clinic before you infect something.
That's the thing about hypochondriacs. Like, usually it's literally it's nothing. It's literally just in your head, and then when suddenly it is something, you're like, oh shit, it actually is something. Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna need to run tests now. Yay! Don't say yeah, you're actually sick.
Yeah. Oh, fun times. I do not miss going to doctors on a regular basis.
Come on, it's like your car. You have to go in for a checkup.
No, you don't.
Lift your tailpipe
It's
and
like
say
your
vroom.
car. It's like your car. You can take care of most things yourself.
Okay, have you heard the crazy story about the farmer who literally had skin cancer? He cut off the skin along his arms and back of his neck and stuff, and then like he literally just put patches on and shit, and then he went to the doctor. He's like, I took care of it myself, and he's like, no, you still have cancer. You just hurt yourself. We're taking you to the hospital.
I mean, okay, serious illnesses and stuff, still go to doctors, but you know, there's a lot of simple things of like people rush to the doctors and you're just wasting resources. Like, oh my God, you have a cold. Fucking stay home for a couple days, drink some soup, and avoid people.
Nobody does that anymore. Literally, you must work. The almighty dollar must be served.
So, or like even basic flu, like woohoo, we get the flu sometimes. Okay, cool. You need 2-3 days. Cover your face and you're fine. Like this is probably the one good thing that has come from us coming out of the opposite side of a pandemic now is I'm seeing a lot more people who, when they get little like stuffy noses and stuff, like, all right, put on a face mask. This might be worse. This might not. Well, let's not take chances.
Dude, on a plane right nowadays, I always take a mask and wear it in the plane just because of all that recirculated air.
I took mine with me, but I opted not to wear mine only because when I took my flight last week, it was an almost empty plane, so we were able to spread ourselves out decently across the plane.
Literally, mine was
Like I know you get
packed.
yeah, like I know you get the recirculated air and stuff, but there are filters and stuff. And like I said, it was an early morning flight that was kind of empty, so they encouraged us to spread out. Where I like in the past, like when I used to fly for work, even on the semi-empty flights, it's like, no, your seat is in this row. Like that entire side of the plane is empty. Can at least one of us get up and move over there? No, you have to stay in your seat. That's your seat. Like, why the fuck? Like, this is a 120 passenger plane. We have 60 people on board. Let us spread the fuck out.
I mean, there's
But that was
rules and then,
pre-pandemic.
true.
Now in this post-pandemic world, they're literally as soon as it was obvious that the plane was all right. That is all the passengers who are getting on this plane. Hey, they're empty seats. If you guys want to spread out, have at it.
Jeez.
Put some gaps.
I can't even
Because
imagine that.
that always sucked, man. Cause taking a red eye in the early morning and crammed in this little aisle and literally just eyeballing across the aisle 3 or 4 whole rows of seats. I'm like, I could just go over there, and then the three of us on this one tiny section aren't so crowded. It's like one of us go over there, just one. Like that's how I lucked out and got an entire row to myself when I flew out the other day. Well, last week.
I wish I
Which,
had that.
which honestly, being able to spread out into an entire row of seats did not help the fat guy image I already had of myself at the airport because I was that amorphic blob of a fat guy who was wearing a matching T-shirt and sweatpants outfit. Like I was just a gray blob coming through the airport and sitting down, and then in the plane, and then taking up an entire row of seats by myself and just relaxing and spreading out. I was like, God damn, I'm fat,
Jeez.
but I'm comfortable.
Okay, in the opposite sense of that, I mean, my flight was completely and utterly packed. I swear, they're giving us less room than back in the day on planes. I was a fucking sardine.
Oh yeah, especially since we both did we both fly American this time?
Yep, Boeing 737.
Yes, the bullshit 737 Max. Oh, I hate that plane so fucking much. Like, yeah, American flies Airbuses, the 770s. They they've got a little bit more room. I wish that was their default plane. I wish the 737 Max was not the default fucking American Airlines plane. Like as a company, American Airlines not so bad. Like I don't really have any criticism as them as a company, and honestly, their app for checking yourself in ahead of time so you can skip some of the hassle at the airport. Not intuitive, but once you figure out how it works, it's it saves you so much fucking time. It's actually a very useful thing once you get the hang of using it.
Agreed. Also, what do you call it? On my flight, we ran out of room on the what is the thing called? The overhead for carry-ons. So they allowed us to check
Yeah.
because they had to, but they allowed us to check bags for free, and I definitely took advantage of that.
That happened a year ago, 2 years ago, when me and Holly went to San Diego. They also had some just crammed overhead, and a lot of people, as soon as they announced, "Oh, we're going to have to check some of these bags," the amount of people who all of a sudden like, "Yeah, you can check my bag because it was free." Like it seems like they emptied like half of the overhead bins because people are like, "Yeah, we can check things for free now." What? We have room. I'm the same way though. If I have to pay to check a bag, literally, I will leave a bag behind before I will pay to check it.
I mean, what do you call it? For my flight, nobody wanted to check their bags, but uh, literally nobody wanted to check their bags, and I was one of the first ones who was just like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna get the back anyways.
Yeah, some people are just so uptight about checking bags. And then some people were like, "I don't give a fuck. I'm going to, like, it should arrive on time, hopefully, probably.
Probably.
If you're lucky, it's one of those times when your check bag is on the same flight as you. Because, yeah, when I was traveling for work, that was a thing sometimes where my bag was on a different plane than me. And you just hoped you both made it to the same airport within a decent gap of each other. There were some times when my bag beat me to the airport. There were some times when I beat my bag to the airport. One time I beat my bag to the airport by an entire 24 hours, even though we left at the same time.
Ain't that a kick in the head? Just no. I hate
Yeah,
hearing
I
those
know.
stories.
At least it wasn't that much of a hassle. It just literally I had to wait till the next day and wait and get my bags dropped off at the hotel. But we left the same airport on the same day. Like literally, the plane with the bags in it was right behind us. Like, yeah, it was. How did we outrun it by an entire day? We don't know.
I hate when people say we don't know. I mean, if you don't actually know, you don't actually know. Again, customer service, I
Like,
know what that's like, but still.
but
Like,
like I could understand if maybe the plane that our bags were on, if it had to make a few stops, or it had connecting flights. These were both one-way nonstop flights.
Conjunto
So the fact
inspirador
that I
necesita
landed an
disponible entre
entire day before my bag,
then what
it's
the
not a
heck
time zone
though?
thing. Yeah, no, they just got held up. Like they it landed, but they got held up at the airport, so they couldn't unload the plane until so late at night that it would be the next day when they gave us our bags. Like it did land the same day as me technically. It's just they landed like 7 hours after we did. But it was only 20 minutes behind us. How the fuck is there a 7 hour difference?
Did they stop to pick up other stuff along the way? Jesus.
I don't know. I'm going to assume so. Like I said, nothing was missing. Nothing was wrong with the bags. It's just I didn't get my bag until the next day. Unfortunately, that meant I could not start working the day I landed because like I don't have any of my tools. What do you mean you don't have any of your tools? My tools are in a bag. They're in my bag. Where's your bag? On the plane. Well, I thought you were on the plane. I was on a different plane.
I, you know what? I'm not gonna pretend to understand the logistics of planes and travel and shit. Just wow.
That's what happens when you let your corporate overlords schedule your flights for you.
No, now it's AI. AI overlords.
Like everybody wonders. So many of my friends, you included, are like, how come you don't want to travel? Like, we should go places. Like, traveling's too expensive, and I've done a lot of it. But when I used to do it, it's because I had a lot of other people footing the bill, like an entire major corporation. And now it's like, no, this shit's expensive, man. Like the ticket alone is pricey. Like even my flight last week, if I hadn't been lucky enough that my girlfriend's family bought me the ticket so I could go help out her mother and transport her car back to Illinois, I wouldn't have been able to do it because it cost too goddamn much.
Yeah, if you want me to help you, you're gonna have to foot the bill.
Yeah, that was basically like I only need a one-way ticket. If you get me there, I don't mind driving the car back. And that trip, we did pretty good on gas mileage and stuff too. Like, even when I gave her back the cash that she gave me, all her change, she's like, "Wow, you didn't spend that much." No, and that includes the fact that you bought me dinner one day and a hotel room.
All right, back to the movie. All right,
Back to the movie.
we had
Um,
Jingle. Go ahead.
you had Jingle and Jangle, who it goes to show how there is some limitation to making these puppets with the animagic because Jingle and Jangle are very obviously the base puppets for Snow Miser and Heat Miser.
Yes, I was hoping that it extended to the voices as well, but it didn't. Jingle and Jangle were both voiced, what do you call it, respectively by Bob McFadden and Bradley. I'm assuming that's Bulky. But the Misers were voiced by Snow and Heat, Dick Shawn, and George S. Irving. I thought maybe it would also be the voices, but no.
Yep. Um, which, weird enough, there's actually in 2008 they made a stop motion sequel to this movie called
2008.
2008 they did make a stop motion sequel called A Miser Brothers Christmas, which they got Mickey Rooney to come back as Santa, and George Irving to come back as Heat Miser. But Dick Shawn and Shirley Booth were not able to do Mrs. Claus and Snow Miser because they had both passed away the year before they started filming.
Well, shit.
But yeah, they legit made a direct sequel to this movie 50 years later.
Okay, I kind of want to watch it now. It's the season, but at the same time, I'm like, it's probably not going to be as good. It probably is not going to be as good at all.
Yeah, it also does not use Animagic. The production company is Warner Brothers Animation and Cup of Coffee Studios.
And it's not a true sequel.
And I mean, it's not a true. Well, it's supposed to be a true sequel, but you know,
No,
Animagic doesn't exist anymore. Not as the company that it once was. They make anime now.
well, with a name like Animagic, of course they do.
Yeah, like we've seen a lot of their work for what they do nowadays. So, but then again, we've seen a lot of their work for what they used to do in the '60s and '70s.
Okay, wait. Now I'm curious. What anime do they make? Hold on.
Yeah, you
Let me see. Animagic.
the the anime company has a capital C at the end for Animagic. They changed their logo slightly, so now it's like Animagic with the capital A and capital C. But they are the same company.
All right, let's see. What we have. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Damn. Okay, let's see. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, that was Ghibli, wasn't it? Maybe they worked on these.
They've worked on a lot. I don't think they actually. Let's see, Animagic.
Wait, Animagic is a Animagic with a C is a convention.
Oh
Capital
yeah,
C.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Capital A,
Animagic.
capital C. That's the convention. In Germany, one times. Oh, Animagic Studios. Do, do, do.
I don't really like the way they made their their
No, not
website.
Animagic City. Yeah, no, that's a different one there. It's so hard to track them down on Google sometimes.
Right, let's try that again.
Animagic is the name of the process. It's from a company called Videocraft.
Oh, okay. So it's not a company; it's the process. Let's see. All right, then.
Yeah, and you can actually find that if you just look at the wiki page for Rankin Bass Animated Entertainment. It is at Rankin Bass Stop Motion Productions are recognizable by the visual style of doll-like characters with spheroid body parts and ubiquitous powdery snow using an animation technique called animagic. And then animagic is a Japanese process for doing this. Let's see, all of the studio animation is outsourced to a Japanese animation company such as Toei Doga and Mushi.
Well, we know who Toei
So we
is.
know, yeah, Toei's been around for many, many years. Yeah, Toei Animation, Aiken, which was used to be called TCJ, and Mushi Productions, and Topcraft. Um, People from Topcraft who worked on these Rankin Bass specials when they were young would include Hayao Miyazaki. So, like, that's was the company he used to work for before he started making his own stuff.
Damn. I, I. You ever heard the phrase "we stand on the shoulders of giants" or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I don't work in animation. I don't, but I appreciated like anime and all that jazz, the stuff that came before, and then you look at the paths of those that came before, like Hayao Miyazaki coming from Mushi and then going on to make Studio Ghibli and the beloved films that they made. I mean, the animations that came out from these, like Mushi has Kimba the Lion, Kimba the White Lion, Dororo, like these beloved anime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Kimba the White Lion, I remember I watched that before I watched frickin' Lion King. I remember it was a local
Ooh.
store. I literally bought it with my dad, and it was a Latin dub. It was bad animation, not because of their fault. I mean because it was copied kind of wrong. And we literally picked up the VHS. We watched it, and I was like, "This looks familiar." I saw a commercial, but no, this is a white lion. And then I saw, sorry, and then I saw the Lion King, and I was like, "Okay, maybe one inspired the other or something." But as a kid, and then like nowadays, you find out that literally Kimba the White Lion inspired the Lion King, and like even the name Kimba, Simba.
Yeah.
Sorry, back to the movie.
Back to the movie. Ba-ba-da-da!
Okay. Okay,
I have to make dumb noises sometimes, okay?
I completely understand. I prefer that to your obsession with ASMR.
Moist. Yeah, it doesn't carry the same weight with the headset mic. Like, we need our professional mics for me to really mess with people, the moistness and the lip smacks and all that fun stuff.
The Thank God for small miracles. Yeah.
Yes, I can't torture you people when I don't have the professional recording mic in front of me with, my good monitor headset on so I can hear exactly how moist my lips are when I make that sound.
Moving on. Right.
Moving on. I'm not a Christmas music person, but I actually do like the music of this movie. And there's only 11 songs in this entire movie. Granted, this entire movie is only 50 minutes long.
The only one that
But
comes to mind. Go ahead.
you get two instrumental renditions of Sleigh Ride, which is a Christmas song from the late 30s, early 40s. Uh, and then you've got, of course, the title song, The Year of How to Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus's song, I Could Be Santa Claus, um, Iggy's parents' songs, I Believe in Santa Claus. You got the mayor song, It's Gonna Snow Right Here in Dixie. And then Snow Miser, Heat Miser, and then the super famous song that is in the movie. That's a song that most people would know. The super sad rendition of Blue Christmas.
Yeah, like Elvis is still better.
Yeah, and then at the ending, you've got Here Comes Santa Claus and a reprise of Europe How to Santa.
The most memorable songs in this movie, besides the Blue Christmas one, were the one from Mrs. Claus.
I Could Be Santa Claus. Yeah,
I could be Santa
that's a
Claus,
good one.
and the one
And then, of course, the two Miser songs, Snow Miser and Heat Miser.
I liked Snow Miser better. Heat Miser, it looked like it seems more like they were trying to fit it along the same beat of Snow Miser, but they couldn't. It didn't
Yeah,
feel as well polished.
yeah, the Snow Miser song definitely fits better. I think that's why I believe it's Big Bad Voodoo Daddy did a cover of it.
You're making that up. You literally just put noises together.
No, there's a rock cover of the song. No, I'm sorry, it's the Heat Miser song, I think. Oh, there's a band called Heat Miser.
There is.
Um, but no, there is a cover of uh, the Snow Miser song. Oh no, it's the I'm Mr. Heat Miser by Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
You know what?
Oh no, they do both. They do Snow Miser and Heat Miser. They do it as one long back-to-back magical musical number. But it is Big Bad Voodoo Daddy doing the Miser Brother songs.
All right, you know what? Fine, I just looked it up. Yeah, they exist. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, it's a cool name, but it's a ridiculous name.
Did you not know there was a band called Big Bad Voodoo Daddy?
No, I did not.
Do you remember the swing resurgence of the 90s?
Bruh, I was all about the reggae. I barely listened to swing. I usually listen to older stuff. I didn't even know there was a resurgence in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, swing got big in the fucking 90s for a little bit. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's been together for, like, most of it. There's been a band for the last 30 years, man.
I mean, if they brought it back, awesome. Also, I didn't think these songs fit swing, but go for it. Damn. Like, now I kind of want to. I'll listen to it after this.
You can kind of see it. I don't know if their version is swing or if it's a direct thing. I've not heard theirs. I just know that they've done it. I mean, technically, you can call it their swing band, but some of the songs, I have to throw it in there because it just makes sense contextually for how to say the sentence. As a swing group, a lot of their songs also tend to swing towards ska music.
Okay, see, ska I'm more familiar with, but also seriously, you went with that pun.
I couldn't think of any other way to say it. That's why I said, I have to say it this way. I can't think of another way to say it.
You could have said lean towards, but no, you had to say swing.
Oh, I know a song that you've heard. I know you've heard the song that you probably never realized the name of the band that sings it. The song Zoot Suit Riot.
You're right, I know the song. Seriously, it's them.
That Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, yeah.
Okay, now I feel bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we're just talking about good music here. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was wrong. I just had to confirm myself by looking it up. Zoot Riot is done by the Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
That's even a worse thing. Come on.
But again, that is a swing song from the 90s.
But these band names are freaking ridiculous.
What you mean, Cherry Papa Daddies and Big Bad Voodoo Daddy and Real Big Fish?
Real big fish. Like that real big fish doesn't have as much. What's the word I'm looking for? But like as much pizzazz as the others do.
I
Just
mean, you've got the more obvious ones that aren't so strange of a name, like the Brian Seltzer Orchestra.
true. Okay. Yeah. Like I'll. What? What name did you see now?
Uh, there's a lot. Oh, the Squirrel Nut Zippers.
The squirrel nut zippers.
Yep. Royal Crown Review.
Okay. Okay. Let's move off of the swing names, cause wow.
Hipster Daddio and the Hand Grenades.
That one I like. That one I like. That's pretty cool.
Uh, Pearl Django.
That
Django with a D, by the way.
I can get behind that one.
The Atomic Fireballs.
Let me guess, they're Japanese.
No, they're American, which makes it more ironic.
I was gonna say
Uh, Hot Club of Cowtown.
that that's okay.
Big, Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys.
At least one of them's gotta be a pilot. That's all I'm gonna say.
The Royal Crown Review.
Long live RC Cola. Seriously, I stopped drinking soda for a long.
These are all bands who are big and influential to the '90s swing revival between '96 and 2000. But a lot of these bands have been together forever. Some of them have been together since the '70s.
All right, like
Some have only been together since the late '80s, early '90s.
I'm being completely serious when I say this. I haven't tried to get healthy. Stop drinking soda. I drink soda every once in a while. Coke does not taste right unless
You know,
it's
it doesn't. You got to get the Mexican Coke with real sugar.
exactly or RC. For some reason, RC tastes right.
Because RC still uses real sugar.
Holy shit! I can taste the chemicals now. Wow. Stop drinking soda,
Yeah.
people. It's killing you.
Dude, what do you think I like RC and Dr. Pepper and all that?
Cause you're weird.
Like no, I like stuff made by the RC company, which is Snapple, which is Keurig. Yeah, Keurig owns them all now.
Oh wow.
Uh, yeah, Keurig owns 7-Up Snapple, which is the company that owns Dr. Pepper and RC Cola.
Okay, wait. Okay, it's a stupid idea, but Keurig pods for soda.
They have those.
You're kidding. I was kidding.
No, they make those. You know the little make your own soda pop things that fizz the water.
Yeah.
Keurig makes one of those.
Of course
So
they do.
you put the little CO2 cartridge in it, You put the little syrup packet in it, and then you put the bottle under it. You hit start, and it makes a bottle of soda for you.
If you can get the right, go ahead.
It's just so you don't have to do the measurements like the Mr. Soda and all that. Those you have to actually look and read the directions of how much syrup you have to put in it, how many times you need to pressurize the bottle. Whereas Keurig figured, you know what, all you need is to screw the single-use CO2 canisters in, and which are literally the little 12-gram canisters a lot of people use for paintballing or for those portable whipped cream cans.
Well, shit.
So you can get those, and then again, you just screw those into the little spot they're supposed to go in. You put the little syrup thing where it's supposed to go. You close the lid. It punctures the syrup reservoir, and it pumps the now carbonated water directly through and makes the bottle of soda. Granted, that machine costs like 5 times as much as the like soda streams and stuff do, but it takes the guesswork out.
Okay, save a little money, buy the actual big ass CO2 canisters for like, what is it, like 12, 20 bucks, not including the deposit?
For what? For a refillable CO2 tank?
Yeah.
For like what you use for paintball and stuff?
No, the big ones, the ones you use for like actual soda fountains.
Dude, those are 20-pound canisters. Like those are tall tanks.
No. Wait. Okay, fine. How much are they?
One for a couple hundred.
Okay, get one of
That's
those.
just to get them that's to get them delivered for the rental fee. Like if you buy one that you refill yourself, it might cost you about $1,000. And then you have to find somebody who will fill it for you.
I take it back. My idea is bullshit now.
Yeah, and you pay for CO2 by weight. So it's how much your tank weighs is at the end. Well, it's like liquid propane. You pay for liquid propane by the weight. That's why some of the people use those little 2-pound camp stoves. You either got the little 2-pound cans for camping, or you've got the 20-pound cans that you use for your grill in the backyard.
I want one of them 20-pound ones.
Yeah, the 20-pound ones are nice, but to buy one outright is between $60 and $70, and that's to buy one that's full of gas. And you can buy empty, and you get refilled ones, or that's why the exchange is like $25 to $30. The tank itself is worth that much, or the gas inside of it is worth that much, and since you've already paid the difference by buying a full tank the first time, keep exchanging them.
But that's for the small ones, not the big ones, right?
No, that's for the big ones. So the small ones, you just go buy a new one because you can buy the 2-pound tanks for like $5 each.
Okay.
The ones for camping, like you can go take them places. There are places that will refill them, and they can be refilled. You just have to find some place that will do it. Some hardware stores, like Menards, will do it if they have the right adapter, because it's such a small neck. You need a certain adapter to put on it. Just like paintball got real big at the end of the 90s into the early 2000s. So you had a lot of places that would refill CO2 tanks for you. But they needed to have a certain adapter to put on the tank that will fit the standard size neck for the CO2 tanks to go on your paintball guns.
I remember.
And not all the places that had the big commercial CO2 tanks had this right adapter. So even though they even had time, like we refill CO2 here, they couldn't refill those 20-ounce and 16-ounce paintball tanks.
Damn, I never did paintball, but damn.
Yeah, no, me and Dave used to back in the day. We got lucky that we found some places that did it cheap. like all the paintball fields would do it for you. So as long as you're playing all day, you usually got free air refills throughout the course of the day. But then the Army surplus store that was in Bridgeview over there, they used to fill the tanks, and then they stopped filling the tanks. But they told me about a place by the factories over there that they had the giant commercial tank outside, and that they had recently bought a bunch of the adapters to go on the small tanks, and they would do it, and they did it cheap as shit. Like I think it was like $5 at the Army surplus to do it, and they just had the big stand-up tank in the back room. When I went to this place where you're out in an industrial yard and they've got one of those 2,000-pound fucking liquid gas tanks sitting there, it was $1 to fill all. Like, I filled all my tanks. I had 4 tanks at the time. I had 2 16-ounce and 2 20-ounce. I filled all of them for $1 because that's how much it costed them to give me that much gas. They didn't care. They weren't trying to make money off of it. They're like, yeah, just pay us back for the gas.
Okay, that's awesomely economical, but damn.
Yeah, but they also went out of business after a while. It's kind of the fall of paintball like that. Also, a lot of the newer guns that were starting to come to market kind of around the time that me and him fell off of doing it on a regular basis, they no longer needed the big CO2 tanks. Like they were more efficient on their air. They could work better on those little canisters.
Really?
And then then there was also a resurgence to using green gas, which was just compressed air, just just regular compressed oxygen.
That doesn't sound right. I'm pretty sure it's less. Okay, how do you? I'm pretty sure it's less air. Okay, fuck. It's less gas for the same volume.
It's less gas. It's less gas in the same volume, but they made the guns efficient enough that you got the pressure that came out was good enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they didn't need the CO2. It didn't need the high pressure of a cold gas. You could just use green gas, which I think green gas is legitimately just I forget what the hell green gas actually is.
I know what a green ghost is, but I'm not sure what a green gas is. I wasn't sure that joke would land, but okay.
I never know if your joke is going to land or not.
I'll try.
Okay, green gas is just pressurized gas. It is propane with a silicon-based oil mixed to it. So green gas is basically just propane.
That seems like a waste because you don't burn it. You know what I mean? And isn't propane a greenhouse gas anyways?
I can't remember, but green gas doesn't have the same recoil because CO2 is higher pressure.
All right.
So green gas at 1,000 milliliters outputs at plus or minus 115 psi. So you don't have to put your guns on a chronograph as often to keep them in the safe range. Whereas for paintball, we always had to chronograph our guns to keep them in the safe range. Because if you didn't, you could easily be shooting 1,000 feet per second, which was dangerous.
Definitely. That's firearm range. Damn. You could probably hunt with that.
Like we had to keep them turned down to, I think it was 180, 190 feet per second.
Makes sense.
And on some of the guns, it was literally like your adjustment knob was almost max tightened. to get the restrictor down that far.
Wow.
Like, okay, this is your default safe area. This is where you want it at. Like, I barely backed the screw off. Like, what the hell? Like, I've got a lot more thread on this screw. I can open this up a lot more. Yeah, you can kill somebody if you do that.
Let's not do that. Killing is
Well,
bad.
paintball guns are also 68 caliber.
Yeah, I'm going deer hunting with that.
Yeah, that for reference, that's the diameter of a quarter.
Fuck that. I'm going elephant hunting. I know it doesn't go fast enough, but it's pretty impressive. 68 caliber and that fast without
Yeah,
without a cartridge. Nice.
and the thing is, like, we used to go to the hunting show, and they would have the booth set up where balls they could recollect to shoot through. They used wooden balls, little wooden dowel rod balls.
Wow. I mean, if it works, it works.
Well, because then you could like pick them up and reuse them, but like you could buy those to use as practice rounds. So you had reusable rounds or little rubber balls and stuff like that.
All right. You know how like golf balls have to have the dimples to travel farther, and they're more uh, aerodynamic with that?
Yeah.
Do you think that can also be used on paintballs or airsoft? Would that work?
Use wait, what now?
Putting golf dimples on airsoft or paintballs?
Um, yes and no. There actually were some paintballs that had dimples on them that you could buy, and they did fly a little bit straighter, but they were more brittle, so there's a good chance of your bolt breaking them. Like you really wanted to have as few deformities as possible so that the bolt didn't explode the ball. In terms of for airsoft, I think it comes down to those pellets are so small, it wouldn't matter.
Right. Okay. I I think we've said all you were gonna say about the movie and our tangents, because I mean, it's a short
Probably.
movie. Go ahead.
It is a short movie, and it's going on 60 years old now.
I mean, most everybody's seen it.
Yep.
If you haven't seen it, definitely recommend it. It is currently it's available on the what's it called, Internet Archive and archive.org. Wait, actually, I hmm, should we tell people that or no?
What, archive.org?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a pirating site. It is a legit legal site. They have a lot of the digital files for different media. They have music. They have text files you can read. They have books that they have been scanned in. It's a project to help preserve media. And they do have a partnership with the Library of Congress and stuff.
True.
So it is a legit site. It is a proper program to help preserve art in the digital scape.
And if not, this is owned by Warner Brothers, so if you want to watch it, you might be able to see it on Max or ask for it.
I know Freeform has all of the pre 1974 ones. They no longer have the post 1974 ones because Warner Brothers owns the distribution rights to all the post 1974 ones. So this movie is a 1974 one. So it is no longer on Freeform, but yeah, it is on Warner Brothers streaming sites. You can also purchase the DVDs and Blu-rays of it. Warner Brothers did put out a DVD collection and a Blu-ray collection of these not long ago. You might be able to buy the entire Life and Times of Santa Claus collection because this is one of the movies that is part of the Life and Times of Santa.
Makes sense. Wait. So then, do you think they would have added the? What did you say that was 2008 where they remade a sequel?
Oh, the 2006 with the live action one on NBC, and then in 2008 Warner Brothers did a direct sequel called Miser Brothers Christmas. I don't know if that one is part of the Blu-ray sets that they've released recently or not.
If not, ask the question, people. Take a look.
Yeah. So, listen, everybody's probably seen this movie at some point. If not, you've heard the songs. Everybody knows I'm Mr. Coldmeister, Mr. Ten Below.
Something like that.
Yeah. Those are probably the funnest songs in all of the Rankin Bass movies, or at least the most memorable.
Join us next week for one of them.
We have no fucking idea.
I was thinking,
but
go ahead.
Have a good holiday. Have a good holiday. Be safe. Be good to one another. Bye bye.
Remember, everybody, it's the holiday season. Keep the faith. Have a good one. Bye.
Yay.
Hold on, I was trying to leave some space, just like the beginning, just in case.
Well, that's why I left a little pause for a second before I said yay.